Yeah, we ready to get started, man. Let's go. Hey! Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, yeah. It's the Porch Podcast. Come on, huh? This the Porch Podcast.
I need that work
This the Porch Podcast. Come on, huh? And it's the Porch Podcast. It's the Porch Podcast. And we here to set it straight. Episode 77, call it update. Influential, back to the mic, to the flow. Everybody thought I lost it. No, here we go. Another episode, I'm back again. Influential is the illest, and I'm back, my friends. Popping to the beat while I'm rocking on the streets. Yes, this mission is complete. We gon' keep on spitting, we gon' keep on hitting, keep on swinging, and keep doing things. And why? Because we flow to the best. Influential, letting all the stress off his chest. So let's go. It's the Porch Podcast, and let's go. And it's the Porch Podcast, and let's go. And it's the Porch Podcast, and come on, huh? And it's the Porch Podcast. Let's go. Let's go. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. It's your boy DJ E, Mr. Influential, and I'm rocking with my brother, man.
P Original, baby.
P Original. And what we calling this episode, P? We calling this episode right here.
We're going with update. Episode 77. Update.
That's right. We're going to hit you with the laughs. We're going to hit you with the good times and all that. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and get started, man. Let's get started.
So, hey, man. Episode number 77. Update.
As y'all see on the screen right there, update. You see that, P? You see it look good?
I like
update.
That, man. You look cute over here.
Yeah, look at it.
He's looking handsome.
We go the P go get with y'all the intro and just fall in line with the rest of the topics of the show. Let's go with it. Yes,
man.
sir.
So listen, y'all. Episode 77, though. Diving right into the concept, man. We've been talking about all week, man. Update, man.
Update.
I had a conversation with you, just quickly reflecting on it. It's funny. We live in a day and time where updating something is not an option. It's a mandate. You got to do it.
Right.
You got to be flexible. You got to realize that the world is consistently moving around you.
The world
not being
is
willing to
filled
update,
with
you're gonna get less.
updates, yo. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't, pay attention to it, what happens is you become out of date.
Right.
That's what winds up actually happening. Just like anything that you see electronic, you notice it consistently always has to be updated.
Absolutely.
There's things that have to happen on a regular basis. If not, they don't function. They don't work properly. Well, you know what? We're not excluded from that.
No, we're not.
We're not excluded from that. If we don't do what we need to do, dealing with keeping ourselves up to date with everything, universally, you know what I'm saying? You're going to find yourself in a position where you're going to be out of date. You're going to be in trouble.
Right. Not right. Yeah, I agree.
So that's what we're going with this week, man.
And again, I'm going to show y'all the title again. It's called Update, man. Update. So, P, just since we talking about update, did you update anything just this week? Not nothing you might have been working on in particular,
right.
but, update anything this week in your life, your cell phone, or you might have got some new sneakers or something. I'm just saying, did you update anything?
So I updated, and I needed it too, bruh. I had to do a little update to my wardrobe.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And the reason why, matter of fact, I give you even with my wedding band situation, man.
Yeah, we had that conversation the other day. How it feel?
Feels great, man.
Yeah,
it feels great. I'm glad you said it. Like I said, I was really concerned.
Both got the black joints on today. Y'all see that? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I feel like it's more secure. I told you what my situation was. It's crazy because I've been, sticking to my regimen and trying to, eat better and work out, do all the little things that I, try to do to just, stay healthy.
Right.
Lost some weight in my hands.
Right.
I'm standing there, I go to do the simplest things, moving my hand around, this, that, and the third. And next thing you know, I feel how loose the ring is. I'm like, whoa.
Right.
Whoa, let's get in front of this before this become a problem.
Right. You don't want that problem.
You don't want that problem.
You don't want that
what I'm
problem.
saying?
You don't want that problem. You don't want that problem right there.
No. So that's that's one thing. And I don't know if you really want to call it an update, but recently celebrated 22 years, man.
Oh no, that's definitely an update.
Yeah.
That's something to smile about, laugh about, clap about. You know what I mean? Magical music, it's all of that. no.
So,
We got to celebrate that.
that was a collaborative effort, you know what I mean, with me and the wife. We updated, or, we were blessed to be able to update another year to our marriage. So I had that, you know. And I think, like I said, bro, maybe a few other things here and there, but the majors, like I said, wardrobe, celebrated another year, being married. And, probably some other things that's just, slipping my mind at the moment. Well, I will say this, though.
Yeah.
I will say this. It needed to be done.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing
It
about
needed to be
updates.
done.
Like we explained, we talked about updates. Me personally, this week I haven't did it yet, but I need to update. In my business as being a DJ, I broke a pair of headphones, so now they need to be updated,
Absolutely.
upgraded, however you want to look at it. I'm not going to necessarily say upgraded. I'm not going to say that happens because the quality of it and everything. I just was too rough with them. Been snapping and he broke. You know what I mean? Snacky. And then pa. You know how you do muscle hand?
Yeah.
Pa. Like, come on, man. Like
Yeah.
what was I
Yeah.
thinking about? You know what I mean? So that's what actually happened to them. Of course, our father is an engineer. You know what I mean? I
No
knew how
doubt.
to engineer my style and my skill to be able to continue to work with it. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. But I do have to I have to update them. I'm not going to say upgrade them because I'm not going to a new. I think the difference between update and upgrading is like taking it to the next level.
Right.
When you were in the first grade and then you went to the second grade, you went up a grade.
Exactly.
You see what I'm
No, no.
saying? You know
No,
what
I
I
get you
mean?
exactly. I get
But
you exactly.
updating is probably pretty much getting the same thing and and making it look better. For example, if I have on a pair of Tim's, 61s, and I wore them for a while, and I say, you know what, I need an update, and I get a new pair. It's the same exact boot, but now the pair is cleaner and shinier. Goes
Right.
to what we were talking about before. When you update your cell phone, it tells you how it's fixing the bugs and all that type of things. Now, in the cell phone world, we might call that a upgrade, but it typically is not. It's not an upgrade. They have to label that update as the next number. So if you had 15.3, it got to go to 15.4 because 15.3 or 15.3.1 or something like that. Because upgrading would be you going from an iPhone 13 to an iPhone 13 Pro.
Correct.
You know what I
Correct.
mean?
Correct.
So we just want to, we want to put those things out there to separate because you got always got some smart dummy in the comment, like on somewhere talking about, nah, that ain't updating, that's upgrading.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to call you a smart dummy because we all can be smart dummies sometimes, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know.
Nah, I mean, you make a valid point. Like you said, updating and upgrading. They sound like the same thing, but really they're not. But yeah, I think that we unconsciously do it all the time anyway, man. No matter what you do, like I said, bro, even the cable boxes. I know it sounds strange. Like, I'm one of them guys. I need when I go to sleep at night. I know I'm the only person. I like to sleep with the TV on.
Right.
There's something about the sound that helps me actually sleep. And after a certain amount of time, sometimes the cable box would kind of go through this reboot thing, and it would do update. Right?
Around 2, 3 in the morning, yeah.
Somewhere around that time. And your cable box is consistently doing that because the information that's being put on there, different channels and stuff, and plus any other changes that came about, they try to pick a time where they think most people are going to be asleep, and they do the updates.
Right.
Same thing is the weirdest thing. Like I was telling you, you know what I mean? Since we was talking about the cell phone situation briefly. The other day, come home, I get a notification on my phone. It's going to be an update tonight. Well, technically, 2, 3 a.m. Cool. I already know when I throw the phone on the charger that night when I wake up the next morning, phone's going to be up to date, ready to roll. Well, wife doesn't do that. You know what I mean? I have the settings on there, but because of the fact that she don't like to keep the phone on Wi-Fi in the house, said it frustrates her. I don't get, hey, whatever it is her phone. So, needless to say, next morning, one phone is updated and one's not.
Right.
So we go to do it. So now I go to do the update just to keep her, everything functioning. Because, I remember being on the phone with you one time, bro. I didn't do an update, and I was mad. Get in the car talking about something. Bluetooth will not connect to my car, man. And I am swole. And I'm pretty sure it was you that mentioned, like, yo, brother, you got any updates?
Mm-hmm.
I did the update and boom, all of a sudden the Bluetooth worked and it connected back to the car. So it's the smallest things that you think that you're not going to use and not
Yeah.
going to need that it impacts. And that brings
Right.
us to this week's conversation about why it's important to not ignore your updates.
Right.
Okay? Because there's
Right.
nothing positive that can come out of that. And I'm talking about overall in life. You should
Right.
never ignore them, you
Right.
know?
And
You got,
this is definitely what not to cut your wisdom, but
no
like I
problem.
said, would lead to this conversation of what we were having. We have to update as much as you think you're not updating. You have to. Even something as far as your health, your body will sit there and let you know when you need to update um, your physique, your physical. Not just looking at it, but you feel it. Me and you had this conversation actually earlier today when I told you that your stomach and any human being would pretty much tell you when something's not right. You ever hear somebody when somebody says, I knew that wasn't right. The intuition was like, well, how do you know? I had a gut feeling.
Right. Yeah. Right. Good point.
So
Very
so
good
that
point.
make that makes you realize that you have to turn around and take this update. You got to make an update real quick of maybe you got to change your route, change your mind about this situation because you had a gut feeling, or the moment you eat something that don't agree with you, about an hour or two later, you either doing a number two or you throwing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So your gut is something that tells and explains to your body a lot of things of what certain situations are and what we need. So updating your physical education, you know what I mean, which is our topic with P&E, is something big. And it's not even necessarily your diet, even though that's part of it. Because we all know if you exercise, you diet well, you should see results and see changes. But when I mean your physical education, is physically learning your body when it's talking to you
That's right. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
make a change.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you
No,
understand what
I
I
sure
mean?
do. I sure do.
Yeah.
Sure
You
do.
know.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, I think a lot of that stuff, man, goes on. Okay, so because we want to ignore, like we said before in the previous episode, signs, we
Right.
like
The
to
signs.
ignore
Yep.
things. What happens is the changes occur, whether we're ready for them or not. It's just like anything else, which is you updating. Like I said, even if you turn around and you update, like you said, dealing with your diet, you can pretty much immediately, if you start being more conscientious about the things that you eat, even if you start from the perspective of dealing with portion control, right? Where you're still eating some of the things that you enjoy, but you're eating them in a smaller portion. You know what I mean? Or you're
Right.
eating them at a better time of the day, or you're doing
Right.
intermediate fasting.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately you start to see the difference. If you introduce more water into your diet and less, things that less carbonated drinks and all those type of things, you instantly see those things or feel those things changing.
Right.
Um, I think what happens initially is when we're younger, you know what I mean? So anybody who's younger and listening, you know what I mean, be ahead of the game. When you're younger, you feel like you got all the time in the world to make whatever updates and adjustments that you want to.
Absolutely.
And then what happens is that all that time you think happened was moving. Even while you were sleeping, it was moving.
Right.
And before you know it, it's upon you. So, and it's hard, man. You get to a certain point where your metabolism and stuff like that slow down. And all of a sudden now you thrill yourself. You said, man, I'm working out, 6, 7 days out of the week, but it seemed like I'm not getting the results I want to. Well,
Right.
you was ignoring the updates when it was supposed to happen.
Exactly.
And now you're trying to do a major update. And you know what happens sometimes when you try to update too fast?
Right.
Things crash.
Things crash. You do it too quick, and again, use your cell phone for example. A lot of times you'll watch these competitors. I don't need to go into detail, but everybody know the main competitors in the cell phone, and one might come out with a new phone before the other one, and then what a
Right.
person does is try to make an update to compete with the competition, but then that update doesn't be successful because of the fact that they rushed it and it crashes. And then shortly after that, they take their time and create another update that's supposed to fix that bug. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, don't ignore the signs of your physical education, man, in your mind. Like, again, intuition, people always sit there and say, I had a gut feeling that this was going to happen today.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
a lot of times you got people that don't believe certain people that they saying this because they'll speak on it in hindsight. Man, I knew something wasn't right because my baby toe was itching. Like, that don't make sense. But that gut feeling thing,
Yeah.
I've experienced it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I've experienced it. Like, wait,
Yeah.
something don't feel
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know how it
Something-
is, man.
Yeah.
You live long enough, you're going to do it anyway.
You're going to do it anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, understanding these, that means you need to make an update. Now, we're not soothsayers and here to tell you where you need to make the update at.
Right.
But you know.
Right.
You know?
You know. And like you
You
said,
know.
there is a difference between an update and an upgrade.
Right.
Like if you were upgrading, like in your case,
Right.
you know what you upgraded from.
Right.
You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
do me
But-
one favor before you get into that. Just
I'm not.
just,
I'm not. Getting,
just slow the knob. Just turn the knob down a little bit. I don't want to.
Wait a minute, E. Wait.
No, slow it. Turn it down a little bit. I don't want you.
Okay.
to
Okay. Listen, E. Don't get frustrated with me because you said slow the knob.
slow the knob.
I can turn it down, man. Relax, bro.
Did you move it? Did you move?
I turned the knob down.
All right, cool. I'm just making sure. Are you good?
Yeah,
You good?
yeah,
I don't want you to
yes.
do nothing else. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'm not
Yes.
upset. Yeah.
No, I'm glad
You
you're
said
not.
what did
Are
I?
you
What did I
are you
update
okay?
from? I'm fine.
You slowed the knob down.
Hey, slow.
Or the knob is slower now. I'm just, you know where this is going, don't you?
Nah.
Don't even wonder.
I ain't even
No,
paying
no.
attention to that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Listen, what I'm going to say is this. We understand
Right.
that if you don't update yourself or upgrade yourself too, it's kind of like all right, so in connection to when we talked about my turn,
Right.
right? This kind of goes hand in hand with that, in my opinion.
Right.
Right. The difference in the situation is my turn, you kind of get to pick and choose.
Right.
When you're talking about updating,
You don't have a
this is what-
choice.
you don't have a choice.
It's mandatory.
It's a mandatory thing.
I mean, you have a choice, but how long you gonna last is the question.
Okay. Fair point. You
Yeah.
have a choice, but in reality,
It's not
things
smart.
aren't going to function, and it's not going to be in your best interest to not update.
Right.
I got you, and I agree with you. And
Right.
it's a very good point that you made. There's a difference. All jokes aside,
I'm
there's still
saying
an upgrade.
that because some people with the powder level they'll notice that level is too high,
Exactly.
but they ain't like, man, I'm not gonna make a change. I'm going with what I'm going with. I'm enjoying this, and you be like,
Yeah.
oh man, this ain't it though, brother.
Right.
You know?
'Cause I guess one thing about it, you can take the elevator up. You're
Yeah.
probably gonna have to take the stairs back down. You'll come down too fast. Take your time. Take your time. All right? I don't know if you're going from L, low level.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
when they
RT.
when they have it, do me a favor, turning back up a little bit. I'm sorry, man. I'm just trying to make sure, critique. Let me hear you. Let me hear you.
So raise the knob.
Just turn it up a little bit. Turn it up, yo. Turn
We
it
good.
up.
Look, we good.
This is it. Remember that?
Listen.
On Power 99?
That was KRS, right?
Yeah. Yep. They
Yeah.
used to use it on Power 99 all the time. D.
Hey man, as y'all can see this week, man, we like to support
Yeah.
people doing things, man. We like to support, brothers and sisters who have a vision.
Lean
You
your
know,
hat
have
over so they can see the letters. I'm gonna go to mine. You
Oh,
keep
yeah.
talking though. What you saying?
So, let me
I'm gonna let them
Yeah,
see
do it.
mine. Go ahead. Speak on it.
woo, threw me off. All right, I'm back at it. Listen, we like to be able to support those who out there trying to make a difference, man. We like to stand and support, different brands that have a goal and a principle in mind. As y'all can see the hats that we're wearing today in the UYBM, that's for Unknown Young Black Men. Once again, unknown young black men. We live in a society where things like really need to be updated. Just
Yeah.
like the concept of what's going on.
What's his Instagram and all that? They might need a hat.
So the brother got two very good ones. But like I said, you can look him up on Instagram under, UYBM. Let me make sure I give you all the information correctly.
Yeah.
I believe it's UYBM
Unknown
at
young black men.
unknown young black men at Instagram. Let me confirm that though. And he has another one. Let me give it to you guys too, man. Listen, the brother got culinary art skills, man. You want you a nice healthy wrap. You know, you in the town, man. You moving around. You know, you in the city of Trenton, man.
I had the salmon and shrimp and the vegetables the other day myself. Homie.
Delicious. I'd imagine that when I had the chicken, man, outstanding.
Delicioso.
Yeah, he goes and underneath that he goes underneath the name Hood Chef on the Rise. But I'm gonna get y'all that. I want to get y'all this information, man, about the clothing line. Like I said, UYBM. Let me make sure I'm giving you all of his stuff. Okay. Yeah, it's U.Y.B.M triple zeros. Not the word triple zero, but literally 000. Once again, it's U.Y.B.M 000.
Okay, you hear what he said? No dot after the M. U
dot
dot
after the M.
Y dot B
Yes,
dot
sir.
M 000.
Absolutely, man.
Yes, sir.
Make sure y'all go in there. You know what I'm saying? Check him out. Got
And
all
tell him the
different
Porch
kind of
Podcast sent you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Let them know that we sent you, man. But look, we just want to let it be known, man, that we trying to support people out there who trying to make a difference and trying to spread a message, positivity. We look, man, we going to talk to y'all anyway, so if we can connect y'all with some people out there trying to make a difference, why not? So
Right.
make sure y'all check him out. Like I said, if you want them good eats, check him out in the city, man. And Hood Chef on the Rise is his Instagram. You can also catch him on Instagram, as I said, it's U.Y.B.M 000 at Instagram.com.
Right.
Make sure y'all check him out. So yeah, brother, like I said, update. Even in the sense of that, I updated my wardrobe. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
one of the things I was laughing and talking to you about before, is I had to get out of the what would we call that, brother? The 90s.
The old 90s baggy looking.
Okay.
I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to turn around and put a picture up of it because I don't have one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have one. But that picture is worth 1,000 words, bro. How we used to dress in back in the 90s and the early 2000s with them super baggy clothes, like it's crazy. Like I had shit that was 3X and I wear large.
Yeah.
And I weigh more now than I weighed back then.
And you know what, man? Shout out to Sloth Fee, man.
Shout out to Sloth.
You know what I mean? He put up some pictures, man, on Facebook.
Right.
Brother, I forgot we even took.
Yeah.
And when you go back and you look at some of the attire,
right,
like you said, why it was 2 sizes too big at the minimum, I don't know. But the problem wasn't that. Because see, here's the thing. In those pictures, what it displayed was, it wasn't just me, right? It wasn't just me. It was a lot of people. Everybody in the picture, to me, had some oversized clothing on. Now, the difference is people were updating. I wasn't updating. I'm keeping it real.
You just started updating last year. I'm just going to keep it real.
That's okay. That's all right. But
it wasn't your turn yet. It wasn't your turn yet.
It wasn't my turn. And to be completely honest,
Right.
I hadn't accepted in my mind that I needed to do the update. I was ignoring that update.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
no rhyme or reason. If I'm still dressing like I was dressing in my early 20s, in my 40s, then I really need to do some serious updating. You know what I'm saying? So, needless to say, it was fun, man. I went to one place and I was returning some clothes because even though I know that I had made the adjustment,
right,
I'm looking at myself in the pictures, I'm looking at myself in the videos, doing my own little thing. And I'm still going to the store buying sizes that really are too big. I don't try them on when I get home. Try them on when they're too big. I repeat the process. I go back and exchange the clothes. Now, when I return the clothes, because they're I'm in smaller sizes now, not only did I get this, I had to return the clothes and exchange them for the right size, but I wound up getting some money back because
Yeah,
the size
because
of
the
the
bigger
clothes were
sizes
small.
cost more, right? Yeah.
Exactly. So that was a great incentive. Something that I didn't even see coming. But
So
the mind
we'll play the game because this is the
will
question.
play that game.
If you don't mind me asking,
Absolutely.
everybody knows you did the 75 hard challenge, the workout challenge. You know what I mean? For y'all smart people that want to be funny. How many total pounds have you lost?
I lost 30 pounds.
30?
Yeah, I lost 30 pounds.
30 or 40? It look like you might got 40 off you.
I mean, I'm working on it.
We're gonna go with 30. Okay.
Yeah,
so we're gonna
definitely
go with
30.
We're gonna go with
Definitely
30.
30. Yeah.
What size is your hoodie now?
Oh wow. So I haven't put a hoodie on, and obviously, with it being nicer now.
All right.
I put one of my hoodies on the other day, and it was oversized. It was clear.
Yeah,
It was clearly
because you had it for a while. Okay, so
Yeah.
what size is your new size?
extra large.
Okay, now extra large. We're gonna go there because most of the time, whatever I wear in a t-shirt, I wear in a hoodie, right? So extra large sounds about right because this t-shirt I have on right now, it's a large. Okay, I can probably fit a medium on. My bombs might show a little bit, but I'll probably get that on. However, I need everybody who's been rocking with us for 77 episodes. If you go back to episode 1, P has on a 5X hoodie.
It's true. It's the truth. And
30 pounds ain't gonna take you from a 5X just to
a
1X. That's what I'm saying.
No.
He had on a 5X hoodie, and I had on a medium.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't gain weight. I'm wearing the same, maybe a little lower. It's the style of shirt that I had that was cut at a medium. But so I go through between medium and larges, but there's no way you're going between a 5X and a 1X.
No.
I'm just supporting the fact that you had
all you're pointing out is
you had to update yourself, brother.
I wasn't exactly. All you're pointing out is I was ignoring the updates. I was ignoring, and that's fine. Like you said, hey, look, man. The reality of it is that you're not lying. I had a conversation. Look, y'all, I don't have no problem keeping it 100. Had to let me know, AP, man, go over here and get your jeans, man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. If you don't got the relationship with your brother,
like the way we got,
sister, like we got,
yeah.
I feel bad for you, baby. I feel bad for you. My brother looked at me and said, "You're doing good. Now go on up there to JCPenney, or if you want to go straight to the store. I don't know if they got them down to your size yet at the outlet. Bro gave me some good information. Well, since then, them jeans too big.
What you like?
You know what I mean?
What you think about this little update to the show, little theme music in the back?
What theme music?
You want to hear it?
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Okay. What you doing, eh?
Hey.
Oh, what you doing? Quiet Storm?
Huh?
Oh my God.
Little update.
The new segment coming,
yeah.
y'all.
Check it
Check it.
update.
1,000 words, and we talk about pictures, though. Let me tell you something, bro. You ever look at a picture and say, even though I've updated my life, I wish I can go back to those times and how I felt? You ever looked at a picture, and even though you've done some updating in your life, you reflect on the time and wish that there was a part of you that could just revisit that?
Give you a perfect example. I don't have it verbatim.
Okay.
Verbatim. Matter of fact, I might be able to get it back verbatim because a post that my brother, DJ Big J.
Okay, shout out to Big J. What's going on, baby?
I don't like to put the data that sometimes that messes with the sound.
Okay.
But he put a post up if I could find it. Here we go. He said he shared a picture, and it's one of those old school cartoon on it. It says, "Me realizing I'm attached to my childhood shows and movies because they remind me of a time where I was genuinely happy.
Got you.
I said, damn, that's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
So to reflect off what you're saying,
right?
Even though you look crazy, you missed how you felt at that time. It's not saying that you're not happy now. But again, we go with hindsight and know that because back then, we would say we loved when we were playing. Like at that time, we say baggy clothes. You know, we got the ones we got on all red. We at Kendall Park. I got the Yankees jacket on. You got the Yankees jacket on. Glove got the Yankees jacket on. The red joint. I got on red Nautica sweatpants. Everything baggy as hell. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Unique yoking me up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the day we took that, we were probably seeing pictures was like, remember we used to be in the room playing the Genesis and playing live. We always remember. The thing is, because the pictures are worth 1,000 words, it gives us memories. And it helps us understand good times. But it goes to also, too, what we did. Because back then, as you know, and we've spoke about it plenty of times, we used to sit on the porch. That was a great time.
Doubt.
So this is what gave us the idea of us creating this podcast, The Porch.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's so much to it, man, and I understand and I get where you're going with it, man. It's a great thing. So yes, you know, not for people to confuse to think that when we talk about we miss those times doesn't mean we're not happy today, because I'm very happy. I'm good all the way around. You know what I mean? Yeah. But those moments, you just like, who doesn't like good times?
And that's even more clarity, though. That's even more clarity and support to what you were saying about upgrading versus updates.
Right.
See, what we're doing is we're looking at that and we're remembering those times.
Right.
Upgrading would be like looking at that picture saying, man, I'm so glad it ain't, I done moved on from there.
Yeah, you upgraded when you went from the 4.0 to the 4.6, like Jay-Z would say.
Right.
That's when you upgraded.
That was an upgrade, right. Yeah. But when you look back and you just think about, like, you know, you look at your kids' baby pictures and you look at them and be like, yo, man, I remember when they was little like that. I do wish sometimes I could play with them when they was little like that again, right? Mm-hmm. But they've updated. They've, you know, in life now, I got to look at updated pictures, and now it's like, wow, they really grown.
Look at the words.
Yeah.
Let's go back to it.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day when you wore the baggy clothes. The baggy clothes that you wore back in the day were in style.
Right.
They were in the style at the time. Right. At that time, you were in date. Not update, you were there. So now you still wearing baggy clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Now you dress and bring it down a notch, you know, from 5X to a 1X. You get what I'm saying? Now look at the word, you're up to date.
Yeah.
Update.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. That's a great point.
You know what I mean?
Give yourself a round of applause. You said something that made sense. Not that you don't usually do. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I wouldn't know about this.
Okay.
I wouldn't know about this.
I like my man laughing because he knows.
But is it an upgrade of the level? Like, I know it's different levels.
Yeah. Let me tell you how I know it is. Let me tell you how I know. We live in some strange times, man.
Right.
And people are doing some things, brother.
Right.
That the only answer to that situation can be their inability to get, you know, to update.
So that means, do you have anything particular? Who will receive this week's Hobbs Award?
This week's Hobbs Award. So first off,
we got to tell them what Hobbs is.
You got to break down what Hobbs is. I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna look one. I'm gonna give you one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hobbs stands for anyway. He's obviously beyond blasted. He's obviously beyond blasted.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you look at the lyrics of the great Big Daddy Kane, and ain't no half stepping. He said, "So what you on, Hobbs? Dope or dog food?"
Mm-hmm.
So we're pretty much saying if he's obviously beyond blasted, shit, he got to be. That's what the S stand for. Shit, he got to be on something.
Yeah, yeah.
So when it's a dude, it's hops. When it's a female, it's shops. I just let y'all know. So y'all know we're gonna give these out weekly.
That's what I need. D. I need you to do that. Let them know what that breakdown is. If it's a male,
If it's a male, it's
it's a
hops.
hops.
If it's a female, it's shops. Then that means she's obviously beyond blasted. Shout out to my mom. She used to love that word blasted, man. She see somebody leaning like, you might be riding and you see somebody with the, and she wouldn't think it was funny. She'd be like, blasted. That's what she would just say.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
she hit you with
what?
the, blasted.
I can't say that I want to give it to one particular person. Like I said, just reiterating, man, everything that's going on in the climate of the day, man.
This is the Porch Podcast. You can give it to whoever you want to give it to him. And meet people you want at the time.
I tell you what, who got it? Whoever was responsible for what took place over the weekend in Philadelphia, man.
Yeah.
I want to acknowledge everybody who, unfortunately was injured or passed away in it. But whoever it was, I don't know what the background of that situation for that person was. But you got some people out there like whoever is responsible for that, whoever has been doing some of these other strange things. Some of them got to be beyond blasted. They got to be beyond.
They got to be beyond blasted.
They have to be. You know what I mean? Because like people are desensitized to the outcome of it, man. You know what I mean? Like people don't worry about how it's going to be viewed or how it's going to happen. I mean, you got some things, brother, we call acceptable, behavior and unacceptable behavior.
Right.
Right. So like we make space, not nothing against it, but like let's just say like a Kanye West. We may laugh and make a joke that, Ye do some stuff sometimes, we be like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and then we may look at some of the stuff that we see on the NBA, like when Draymond Green the other day tried to grab Jaylen Brown's shorts down when he was laying on the ground.
Yeah.
When he had fouled him.
Right. I seen that.
What was that?
Mm-hmm.
At that point, he was a candidate to get the award.
Yeah, he was.
And then
he threw his ring in. He threw his ring in the hat.
Whoa.
He threw his ring. Again. He threw his ring in the hat.
He threw his ring in the hat.
Mm-hmm.
Or championship ring in the hat?
Nah, he threw his his lord of his rings of hobness. You know what I mean? Shobbed and hob. He threw his ring in the hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now y'all got clarity on what the Hobbs Award is.
So this week is the people that were responsible for shooting on South Street. So,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna play no little laugh or nothing in the back, nothing like that. I just don't know what the hell they was thinking. They were beyond blasted.
Man, we got to get better. In the sense of, it's tough, man.
Right.
It's tough, but we live in a world that I believe it can be fixed. I believe that we can update.
Right.
I believe that we can make some changes and get things back into a place where, going someplace to enjoy yourself, a party.
Right.
The kids going to school.
Right.
Being able to go to the hospital.
Right.
I think that we can get back to some of those places. You know what I mean? I want to acknowledge, and I'm not going to make this a sad, part of the show or nothing like that, but acknowledge, Brother Oscar, man, that worked at Priori's.
Yeah.
In Ewing, New Jersey, man. Unfortunately, there was something that transpired, and the brother is now, passed away. Mm-hmm. So we got to do better, man.
We got to do better. And when we get as low as this, we often uplift our spirits by trying to come together and celebrate and have a good time. And sometimes when you want to do these type of things, you may not know which direction to turn in and who to call, but we do have somebody that can help you with setting up this good times. Let me show y'all.
Look, check it out. Let's get that stress off your plate, all right? Got that big event coming up, and you don't want to have to do all the work. I got a company for you, full-service event company that's going to take care of all of your event planning needs. That's www.fncevents.com. A full-service event planning company Take all the stress off your head, kick back and enjoy the party. Once again, that's www.fncevents.com. Head on over there, get that party booked, and get it done. Back to the show.
Front and center events.
Absolutely.
So listen, the one thing I could say though, bro, about updating, what helps a person to understand when they need an update and also what kind of update is pretty much their environment, where they're at, where they hang out at, who they talk to.
Absolutely.
Shout out to my brother, Kyle Spell. You know what I mean? He posted something today, and it gave me.
What did he say?
I'm getting to it right now. I'm gonna show you. He gave me some. It was a picture he posted, and
Okay.
and it said, "Success requires replacement," right? And it says,
Okay.
and it give you some things that they replace. It said, replace alcohol with water. Replace failing with learning.
Nice.
Overthinking with action. Blame with responsibility. Toxic friends with mentors. Complaining with gratitude. Netflix marathons with sleep. Fake influencers with inspiring creators. And my favorite one, I can't with I can.
Nice.
Now,
Good.
if you listen to everything that we listed and named, those are all updates. Actually,
Absolutely.
they're upgrades. Because I think if you follow those things, it will take you to another level, which would move you up a grade. That's my opinion of it. But I think what keeps you, we always talk about what keeps you sharp. I was talking today, shout out to Herb, shout out to Jordan. We was talking this, earlier, and we had made the statement, and I said to them, you can do anything in life, right? With discipline. If you
No
have a
doubt.
plan and you execute and you follow that plan with discipline,
Absolutely.
you can do whatever or anything you like. So
I believe that.
that I can't turns into I can means that I can do this. I have the tools. I have the blueprint. I just have to follow it. You know what I mean?
I agree.
But
No, I agree.
I think what keeps a person in that full form of discipline is their environment. Not to always, I know I joke a lot about the powder level and all this, but let's say a person is an addict, right?
Okay.
And then they want to get help and they go to a program. You always
Right.
see stuff, it was 28 days, this, whatever. I don't know how long these programs is, but thank God for them because they changed a lot of people's life,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
However, when they go into these programs and they're there for however long it takes, I don't care if it's 6 months, a year, 3 weeks, whatever, that's getting them better. First of all, they're not around it. And themselves,
That's right.
they're in an environment, right?
That's
Same
right.
person. Then some of them who end up falling back or may have a relapse, which anybody who goes through these things, I pray that you never don't. A lot of the issue is by going back to the very environment that they left.
Right. Right.
So they don't realize that it's not that they're not able to have discipline. It's the fact that they updated their environment. See, we all become a product of our environment. There's no way around it. There's
Absolutely.
none. So
Yep.
what I mean by that, like I was telling someone today, I was like, if you go somewhere, like for example, you could live somewhere. You could be from up north, but you could live somewhere. Let's say you live in Alabama now, and all of a sudden you start sounding country, and you don't even realize that you sound a country now. Or a person goes to New York,
Yeah.
and when they up in New York, now they start to sound like they from up north. You
Right.
get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like Pastor Daniels had broke down one time and explained, he did a sermon. He He pulled up to the office, and it was cold outside, very cold. He's not a big fan of the cold weather because he's from the South, right? He went inside the office and left his bottle of water in there. When he came out 7, 8 hours later, got to the car, the water was frozen. It was still water, but now it was ice. It became a product of its environment. So it updated to ice. But as we know, that water is nothing but frozen ice. So even an object like water, is not exempt from their environment. Sometimes when you need to update certain things, that situation is your environment.
Yeah. Now, it has more of a factor than a lot of people know.
A lot of people assume and think.
Let me tell you, bruh. People, animals, every living thing has to adapt to the environment. The environment never has to adapt to us.
Right.
Never.
Absolutely. That's the power of the universe.
That's the power, right. And it never works the other way.
Right.
It never works the other way. So what happens is like you said, just using that as an example, when you were talking about somebody who maybe had some kind of a, substance, abuse issue or had some kind of dependency that they needed to work on.
Right.
Most of them had to go and find a place that was more in support of, them healing and recovering from that versus staying in the one that allowed them to kind of remain in the same position.
Right.
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 But that works even outside of, like we talk about, even without the dependency, right? Or I'm talking about, or a substance.
With anything. Right.
So me and like for instance, if you go somewhere, you get a job, and that job is a very prestigious job. Say you want to be in politics. Say you want to, not even do that. Say you want to be a school teacher. We ain't got to take it as far as politics. Say you want to be somebody who's in the public eye who has a lot of influence on other people.
Right.
If you look at a lot of people who are in these prominent positions right now, their backstories would blow some people's minds.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Be very careful how you use that word blow though.
Right. And I apologize because you know what? I saw how excited you were. So you know what? We can go with a whole nother,
Well, I'm always ready. Hey, listen, ain't nothing but an update, baby.
You want to go with explosion?
It could be an update.
You want to go with bang? Anything other than that word? Because I know.
Yeah.
I know you almost unplugged your wire and walked away from the screen.
No, sir.
It was time for you to get busy. You know what I'm saying? All right.
No, sir. No, sir.
Not a problem. So what I'm saying is, woo. Yeah. Oh, you know where this is going. So anyway, you think about it.
Shout out to Petey.
Shout out to Petey, my man, right on time.
And Merlin.
If you don't adapt to your environment will force you to make a decision. Right?
Yeah.
It will force you to make a decision. If you go outside and it's too cold for you to be outside, if you stay out there, you could possibly freeze to death. Outside, it's not going to change whether you survive that situation or not. So what you got to realize very early on is that when you want to do better or you want to update things or even upgrade things like we're talking about, you do have to factor your environment into the equation. It's a must.
Right.
And it's not, and you made a point earlier to say it, and I'm just going to reiterate it. Or I've even said it before in different videos. You don't have to be doing bad to do better.
Right.
So I think sometimes what happens too is we ignore some of these other things that could play a role in our advancement or updating because we don't want to come out of, here we go, our comfort zone. Which is part of the environment.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yep.
And that's the difference in that situation. So when you turn around and you find out that the homeboy that was telling you, you was working with him before and he told you, yeah, man, I'm out, man. I'm getting ready to relocate, man. I got me another, situation already set up.
Yeah.
I got me a spot, man. I'm going out there. I got a whole game plan.
Yeah.
And he leaves and he has success. You look at him and you say, wow, why couldn't you do that here? And he explained to you, I told you that this wasn't the environment I was even looking to do.
I got a lot of people, man, a lot of people I'm cool with, rock with like that. They left here, went to a place, went to Atlanta, went to that area. I'm not saying everybody's going to have that same success because, we even got apart when we hear, man, going to Atlanta party, man, like on the Miami, and then they back.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
episode. Yeah, that's good vibes.
Good vibes. That's what I'm saying. So, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Shout out to P, man. P, you know one thing I'm going to say, man, and this, we really, this is no bullshit. We joke a lot, but I say certain things, and you be spot on with the title and everything, man. Shout out to P for that, man. For real.
Thanks,
You know?
man.
Now, if they go back to good vibes and that shit ain't in here, man, you look like a liar.
What you gonna take your shout out back?
Nah, I'm just saying, I don't want you to look like a liar. You know what I mean? You know.
But you know what though, E? I think what me and you've always understood is that, you know, if you limit yourself, then you'll live in limits.
Right.
And so when anybody would say that they were going to make an adjustment, whether it was a new job, new location, new city, new state, whatever they were going to do, we never passed judgment on them guys being willing. As a matter of fact, we would encourage it. Hey, man,
Right.
do it.
Do it, brother.
They ain't gonna pick where you come from up and move it, and it's not like you're gonna be blocked out and not be in a position to be able to do what you want to do, or if you ever wanted to come back and visit here.
Right.
It's a different situation, you know what I mean? And you're gonna always have people that's gonna try to question you or critique you because, once again, they can't understand how you're updating because they're not updating their own lives, so they can't understand the updates that you're making to yours.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's a reality. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at part of a Math Alpha. I don't know if you ever seen any of his podcasts, but I guess more of a show. I'm not sure, but anyway, he had 21 Savage on there, and one of the questions he was asking him
21
was in relation to the whole situation being about like being able to go back to where you're from,
Right.
and how do you maneuver in it. And what advice would he give to some of the younger guys? And he explained some of the, some of the options that's in front of them. So like, if you stay and you don't do for people, you find yourself in a situation where you could possibly be considered to be in a RICO thing. And that's connected to a whole lot of things that's going on. Like we was talking about, unknown young black men, there's a lot of things that's going on in America right now that, like I said before, need to be updated.
Right.
But you either got that option or you have to move in a specific type of way, move away, kind of establish yourself in a new environment and do what you can when you can without putting yourself in harm's way. And I'm going to tell you, man, those are the updates that I hope people really, really pay attention to.
Right.
Right? Because I understand. I can work with it. We laugh and we make jokes about the situation. But like if I didn't change my wardrobe, I would have just looked like the goofy older dude who's still wearing big clothes.
Right.
But if those guys don't make adjustments and they don't make changes, or some of these, situations that's going on in our communities and, worldwide, then we're going to be in trouble for a very long time if we don't all, work within the scope of dealing with this update.
Right. And with that being said, do you have any this or
we're gonna
that
get right
for me?
to it, man. You know what? We're gonna definitely get with this or that.
Welcome to this week's This or That. This is episode 77 and it's called Update. And let's get this straight. We're going to make a brief update and let you know about the Porch Podcast. The Porch Podcast is on their 77th episode. Yes, we've been talking about the powder level. We've been talking about all types of different things. But we're going to stop playing now. We're going to get to this or that. Let's go.
Welcome to another week of This or That, where I ask you a series of questions. Eventually, I get answers. It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
You ready?
They got to get the speak. They got to get the zoom in face on this one.
Okay. Respect or loyalty?
Respect. I think everybody. You want people to be always loyal, right? And I gotta elaborate on this a little bit. You want everybody to be loyal, but I think sometimes people confuse the fact of a person not being loyal when they're taking their turn. When it's my turn,
right?
Some people say, "Oh, you're not loyal," because everybody's gauge of loyal is different, and everybody's gauge of respect is different. But I think everybody's respect is more similar than loyalty. For example, just a brief example, in the Bible, when they said Jesus told him he gonna deny him 3 times. He said, "I'll never deny you," because he felt like he was that loyal, and he did that. And when he did that, he noticed he did that. That never meant he didn't respect Jesus. You see what I'm saying? It just means at that moment he felt like he wasn't loyal. So respect.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. So we're talking about environment. We just said, made a statement, or we had a little part of the segment about that. Live in a deep forest with complete privacy, or live in a busy neighborhood with excellent views.
Views. I'm gonna go with views. I mean, I love privacy, but I don't want to live in a forest.
Okay.
I could be around some trees, but not. I think me. Shout out to DKL. Every time we used to we had a certain job, and we'd be in certain neighborhoods, and we'd be like, it looks gloomy as hell out here. And what it was a lot of trees, so it was blocking sunlight, different. But when we would be in an area where you got views and you could just see out, you always felt more alive. So views.
No, I definitely agree with that as well, man. I definitely. Be in a relationship with someone who never hugs you, or someone who never argues.
Someone who never hug. I got one of my love languages is physical touch, so I got to be hugged.
Right.
Yeah, and arguing or disagreements is. They're healthy because that's how you really feel like you can honestly figure out how a person feels. If you understand what they're disagreeing about you with, not what they said to you in their time of frustration.
Right. And you can argue without being upset.
Right.
And that's the difference as well. So I'm like you. I'd rather keep my hugs, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I need my hugs.
And deal with that other side of it. All right. You rather be hated for being good, or be talked about for being bad?
I've been hated for being good a lot of times in life, so I'm okay with that.
Okay. All right. Be locked at home during winters, or travel to a desert during summers?
Lock me in the house in the winter, man. I can't be. I can be cold. I don't like being super cold or super hot. And I like to be able to get out, but I don't want to be desert hot. I don't want to ever experience that shit unless I'm in Vegas, and because Vegas is the desert. If you're saying that desert, I'm okay. Shit.
You ready for this next one? I got two.
Here we go. Here we go.
That's right, because this is my job. This is what I do. Right. So these next two are going to be nice. All right, you ready? Be caught watching porn or masturbate?
I've been caught watching porn before, so I go with the first one getting caught. I don't want to be caught with him out. You know what I mean? Because you get to that, you at that money shot, they walk, you just gonna let it go. You ain't gonna care.
Yeah, catch a Charlie.
Yeah, yeah.
Fake your death by sleeping for 1 year, or go to jail?
I gotta fake my death, and I'm I gotta be completely sleep for a whole year. Or I could fake sleep.
Fake your death by sleeping for 1 year, or
so what? I'm in a coma.
I don't know what you want to call it, man.
And when I wake up, I'm completely myself. I just missed a year.
Yeah,
that's like staying back. Yeah, I do that. I'm not going to jail, P. I'm not going to jail.
I know.
That'd be some. Ooh, sleep for a year, bitch. That's some of the best sleep ever.
All right, man. Become a millionaire at a corporate dead-end job, or earn average doing what you love. See, I believe that question.
That's a loaded
because
that's a loaded question.
Yeah, because that's attached to the why.
But I believe that I will be average doing what I love to do, because as I'm getting older, I know money's important. I know we all I got to get that bag. We all on that and everything. I get it. I really do. But it's not more important than my happiness. So if I'm living the same life that I'm living right now, and I'm doing what I love to do, I'm perfectly fine with that, man. Now, the reason why that situation is loaded is because if I'm becoming a millionaire, like the million is my salary.
I mean, it doesn't say if it's
Oh,
something
because
that just comes in a
if they
year
saying
or if it's over a period of time.
yeah,
It's not saying that. You know what I
because
mean?
if they
Like that,
saying
they would have to be that.
right, because if they're saying it's a million and just comes over a period of time, it's a lot of people. Just think about it, bro. If a person nets $100,000 a year, right,
Yeah.
and they do it for 10, that's a million right there.
Yeah, we talked
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. So it would be
$1 million not hard to make. It's
nah,
just we always said it's not hard to make. It's harder to keep.
right.
But you know, once
So yeah,
again,
I would rather be make the money that I'm making and do what I love.
I think
Yeah,
it's loaded in the sense that you don't have a time stamp on it. Like for instance, like you said, if you knew that you were going to make $1 million and it was going to take you 3 years to work it, you may
right.
turn around and say, "Okay, I worked that for 36 months, whatever. I worked that job for 3 years." You know what I mean? And then after that, I'll update myself.
If a
Come on
person
up out
did
of it.
simple math of what they brung home on their, like if they took an
Yeah.
average and how many years they've been at their job, what they actually brung home, it will blow their mind how much money them went through their hands.
Well, yeah. I mean, here you go with blow again, but yeah, it's a situation where, of course, but see, in that sense, like you said, all right. So if you come into a job and you know that it's dead end before you actually even, like you come into the job and they let you know this is a dead end job, man. You're only
Yeah,
here for the money. Then cool. I already done set the bar. What it is, what it is. The bar is what it is. But if
right.
you're doing what you love, it's a different situation. But moving back past that situation, um, would you ever have an wow, have an ambitious partner or a hilarious partner?
We mean partner like your spouse, your wife.
Absolutely.
Um,
I mean, that's the way I'm reading the question. I'm gonna take it
nah,
that way.
I
Yeah.
know what you're saying. I know because partner could be no partner could be business partner.
It
I'm
could be a
not.
business partner or anything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yep.
right.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
exactly.
saying.
Yep. Yep. I'm with you.
Um, uh, I'm gonna go with ambition because I find humor in everything. But I love to laugh. Like a hilarious partner is great, but ambition is something that is because everybody that's funny don't necessarily mean that they can pass that on to their kids and all that type of stuff. But and I'm not saying that your kid will have the exact same ambition as you either. But ambition help in my opinion helps breed freedom.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, ambition. Well, first off, it's a very attractive trait for me.
Right. That's what I'm
You
saying.
know,
It's very attractive.
very attractive trait. Like when you see it, it upgrades you, it updates you, it elevates you.
Right.
Because if it's your partner, and I'm talking about life, your significant other, you realize that if you guys are in this together, you can't. How can I say you can't not upgrade yourself?
Right.
Like I can't see it. I can't see me being in a situation and my wife is ambitious about a dream that she's chasing, and I ain't running right next to her. Like
Right.
I can't see it.
Well, that's called mirroring.
Yeah.
You're mirroring the energy. You got to realize she's your wife, so you're one. So if regardless if you the left side or the right side, I'm gonna say you the right side because this is what they always say, especially in me being a DJ doing weddings and everything. They always say woman's on the left, she's on the closest side to his heart. She always says that. They always say that. So if y'all a body part and y'all running, you the right side, she the left side. You know what I mean? She can't
Oh
move
yeah.
without that right side going with it.
Oh yeah.
Can she
Oh
physically
yeah.
move? Yes. Can you physically move? Yes. But they don't understand when you built this vision of being married and being together, and y'all start pushing forward together. That's when stuff starts to open up, because that was the original plan of the situation. So
Absolutely.
ambition, definitely ambition.
Got you. I don't know what happened to my phone. Did ring, and all of a sudden you sound way better. I don't know what happened in this whole time, but
Yeah.
it broke something. It
The
broke
paddle,
something.
the
Changed
paddle
something.
level. It was the paddle level, but
Oh,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I did find what you just want to, and I wanted to say this too. If you just wanted to give a Hobbs Award out there, you ever know Cole Sprouse? You know who Cole Sprouse is?
Nah.
Cole Sprouse is one of the twins they used to play on Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Okay,
Well,
let
anyway,
me take us out of this or that though. If we go talk about
Yeah.
Cole real quick before we close.
Yeah.
That was another episode of This or That. Back to the show. Cole Sprouse, Hobbs Award.
Hobbs Award. Riverdale's Cole Sprouse shares a cheeky mirror selfie doctored to look like he has a large behind.
Nah, I'm good off that. Okay, so
no,
listen,
he gets the Hobbs.
He gets the Hobbs. He definitely gets the Hobbs Award. He gets the Hobbs Award. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's
gotta give it to him.
So before we wrap, I just want to say episode 77 was a great episode, man. Great episode.
Absolutely.
And as you know, you can find us on all your favorite podcast streaming sites. You know, Audible, Red Circle, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. You know, just to name a few. You know,
Absolutely.
Overcast, all those things. And of course, you can catch us, our handsome faces, on YouTube at the Porch Podcast, which is DAPORCH Podcast. You know what I mean? This is episode 77. Of course, all 77 episodes is up there. So, thank you. That's all I got to say. Pete, what do you want to say?
Hey, man, like I say each and every week, we want to thank you guys for taking the time to tune in. How have you been doing it? Like he was saying, it's available on all your favorite podcasts and streaming sites early in the day and available on YouTube at 7 p.m. every Thursday. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend, like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. You know, like I said, in the comments, man, leave some. Let us know what you guys want to see us talk about, man. If you want to leave some things, some feedback about what we, maybe forgot about and updating things, we can use an update sometimes as well. Yeah. But we appreciate you, as I say each and every week, man. We look forward to seeing y'all next week. Till then, y'all be safe, man. Be careful out there. All right, we love y'all.
All right now. Peace.